Anyways, let's go to one of our final segments of the week all the time. And what we learned, this could be, I like it because it's so random, because some people put way too much pressure on themselves. Raleigh, tell me, my good sir, if you'd like to share something that you've learned, either through this podcast or the past time since we spoke last.
Good God. What I've learned. I'm going to have to get back to you on that one.
That's fine. We'll skip up to Mr. Joel. Yeah.
Yeah, you know that Netflix documentary about the Rajneeshis?
Oh, yeah.
What was that called? Country?
Wild Country.
Wild Country. So that whole thing took place in this town called Antelope, Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
And I watched a documentary, and all these locals were trying to protect their town. Like, we have a beautiful town. Keep these crazy out. So I went to Bend, Sun River this weekend, and we took a little detour in order to go through Antelope.
Mm-hmm.
Antelope is a shitty little town. There's literally nothing there. The Rajneeshis made it better, probably.
Oh.
What are they protecting? Like, I couldn't even find a store to go in. There wasn't even a store to stop at. It was like, here's a rundown school that actually it probably does still operate.
So this is going to be Joel's last podcast.
Yeah, I was wrong. This is the one. This is where we get canceled.
Not us. I think it's a targeted attack.
Well, convince me why that's a town that needed to be saved.
Well, because
there's nothing there.
Well, there's things on the outside you didn't see, I'm guessing. There's a lot of great ranches around there. It was their community, for one. That was the main thing. It's like, this is where we live, and you're coming in and tipping it upside down. And
well, they should take a little more pride in their community, because
it was in the 80s. I think it looked significantly
one thing, yeah,
different
it's
back
40 years ago for one.
Two, they had a lot of time to make improvements. And they never
more
did.
numbers of people, more than that were there locally. Like, they played the system.
Yeah, we know people that went to school there during that whole thing. So
we know people that still live there. That's why I'm concerned about your safety.
Yes.
They went to that little green school. It's like I don't know. It's a gymnasium, really.
Well, now you're starting to bash my school and Micah's school.
Yeah, I mean, it's all you had when you were growing up. You didn't know anything else. That was it. Your whole life, man. So
you're missing, Joel. I mean, you go into most of these rural communities in Eastern Oregon and Washington, Idaho, for that matter. The 1980s were at the beginning of the environmental movement. And they were thriving towns. I mean, they had the logging industry was strong, the ranching industry was strong, and most of these ranchers supported several families. And you had a very prideful existence. And if you look back at what the Rajneesh people did and the way they tried to bring in their communal type of environment and then go around poisoning places in the Dalles and all the local areas of Wasco County and whatnot, it was a big deal, and it was on national headlines. And that in that era, it was a really big deal in the United States compared to now. It seems pretty trivial because you go to these dried up communities now, and they don't have much going on, and they've been red taped to pieces with all the governance coming down from the state level. It doesn't seem like as big a deal now, but it was.
All right. I stand corrected.
Well, I mean, it was. I appreciate you saying that, though, because
I said make an argument otherwise, and he did.
No, it was a great perspective, though.
And that was a great documentary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was interesting. Very well told, I thought. But yeah, it's that whole community, and a lot of communities like that have changed a tremendous amount in the past 30 years, no doubt. So, if not longer.
Yeah, it's been a bit facetious, but going through the town, I guess what I was saying is that I was expecting really to see more of like a Heppner type of a vibe or something.
For sure.
There's literally nothing there. There wasn't a store on the whole street.
Is there anything left of Kinzu? There was an actual community of Kinzu, and I don't think there's anything there now since the logging industry is gone.
Well, the Kinzu mill, the mill in Etner, owned by
Well,
Kinzu.
yeah, but there was actually a town called Kinzu towards Fossil,
Mm-hmm.
and,
Oh, really?
and it was a thriving place for the mill and whatnot. And I don't think there's anything left anymore. It's completely gone.
I don't think so.
Is Hepner or Pilot Rock, is that still Kinzu? I don't even know if Kinzu is a company anymore.
I don't think so. I might be getting corrected, but I don't think Kinzu has any mills left.
I don't think so.
And the interesting thing is those people are doing it again. They built another community.
Oh, really?
The Rajneeshpuram?
Yes. Yes. They are doing it again. And they're yeah. So
All
I
right.
would say probably in the next 4 to 5 years we'll be experiencing them again.
Well, at this point, it's a welcome distraction.
Yeah. So anyway, Mike, I didn't learn a fucking thing.
No, you did.
I'm trying to
That was
I'm
awesome.
thinking of
I mean, that's what this shit's all about. Is like you're willing to say that kind of stuff, and we're like, hey, well, here's what's going on, and or here's why we think this. So, that's freaking perfect, man. I applaud that. So, thank you.
I'll try and remember the documentary show I watched it on. It's pretty fascinating to know what happened in Oregon and then to see them trying it again in another community. And you can see the same types of stresses on the local community that they picked this time again.
Yeah, interesting.
Well, they have I don't know what is it in India or somewhere there is a compound that's been there since. It's kind of their home base. I forget what country it's in, but I'm pretty certain that it's
Is it India?
I don't know, Bangladesh, in India, somewhere in that region. There is a home base for them. So,
Interesting. Rawls, are you ready to impart what you've learned?
Yeah.